So welcome to Psychedelic Breath. So we're going to do some breathwork practices. And these breathwork practices are going to activate different parts of our brain. So tonight we're going to be activating the medulla oblongata, which is where energy comes in. We're going to be activating our glandular system, our pituitary gland, and specifically our pineal gland. The pineal gland has been known for releasing DMT. This is a psychedelic component. So the yogis have been practicing these breathwork practices for 5,000 years in order to get into an ecstatic state. So you can call it a psychedelic experience or an ecstatic state, but that is what our goal is for tonight. That's our intention for tonight. So first, we're going to focus on the breath. So we're going to come into our body. So if you're not in a seated position, just get into a comfortable seated position. You don't have to sit cross-legged. You can sit like this with your knees behind you. You can even put a pillow under your butt. If you need to put something under your knee, just get comfortable. Get into a comfortable seated position. And from here, once you get settled, we're going to close our eyes. And we're going to come into our bodies. So we're going to get out of our heads and come into our bodies. So just take a moment, close your eyes, and then just start to focus on your breath. So maybe your breath is shallow. Maybe you can't hear your breath. You're taking these loud yogic breaths. Whatever it is, just bring your attention to the breath. Now, we're going to place one hand on our belly, and we're going to take some yogic breaths. So you can have your eyes open, eyes closed, whatever helps you focus better. So we're going to inhale, push the belly out. Exhale, push the belly in. So that was just one example. So this breath is really important for activating the rest and digest nervous system. So what this means is that we are pushing on this muscle right here, the diaphragm. What that does, that activates our nervous system, which tells our brain that it's okay to rest and digest. So we cannot get into this psychedelic or ecstatic state without being in a relaxed state. So we're going to focus on our yogic breaths so we can activate that rest and digest. So we'll do 5 yogic breaths together. So we're going to inhale, push the belly out. Exhale, push the belly in. So that's 1. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do one more in case that wasn't 5. Inhale. Exhale. Then gently open your eyes. So another way to explain an ecstatic state is also an altered state of consciousness. So we're either going to have a psychedelic state or an ecstatic state or an altered state of consciousness. You'll experience something after this, maybe only frustration, whatever it is, you're welcome. So we're going to do double nostril breaths. So we're going to be massaging the medulla oblongata. So this is located in our skull. So you can put your hands on the back of your head. So it's right beneath the back of your head where your neck connects to the back of your head. So right under the back of your head. So go ahead and feel for that. It's on each side, the left and the right. So you can drop your hands down for a second. So what we're going to be doing is massaging the back of the head, and we're going to inhale through the nose twice. So I'll go ahead and do it. Lift your head back, and then exhale, come forward through the mouth. So I'll show that again. So we're rubbing the medulla oblongata, the back of the head. Inhale through the nose, and then exhale through the mouth. Okay, so let's do that together. We're doing this because the prana, the life force energy that we get from oxygen, from the breath, it's coming in through the back of the head. So we're activating the energy in the body for that ecstatic state, that altered state of consciousness. So let's go ahead and do it together. We'll do it a couple times. So we are rubbing the back of the head. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. And then come back to center. Just take a moment, take a couple normal breaths. Okay, so now we are going to do breath of fire. So this breath of fire, this activates the pituitary gland in our brain. This is the master gland that controls most of the hormones in our body. So hormones like the thyroid, the pancreas, the estrogen and testosterone in our bodies. So breath of fire activates that pituitary gland in our brain. So what is breath of fire? So we are going to inhale and exhale through the nose, but we're going to do it more rapidly. So it's like the yogic breaths that we were doing, but just faster. So I will go ahead and demonstrate it. So we're going to have our fingers in Gyan Mudra, which is just a symbol for the hands, which is fun to do and also activates the energy in the body. And so I'll go ahead and demonstrate it. So the breath of fire is inhale and out through the nose. We are pulling the navel in towards the spine. On the exhale, so it's rapid inhale and exhale. When we exhale, bring the navel in towards the spine. We will do this breath of fire to a mantra. We'll activate it with our mantra and our mudra to come into our altered state of consciousness. Okay, so come into our Gyan Mudra. Our fingers, our index fingers and our thumbs are touching. You can place these on your knees, and we will do 3 minutes of breath of fire. So let's go ahead and start. So we're doing even inhale and even exhale. Inhale, hold the breath, hold the rectum, sex organs, navel, look up towards the third eye, point between the brow, exhale. So the breath of fire, that's activating that master gland in our body, our pituitary gland. So every time we do the breath of fire, we are activating the glandular system in our body. We're not only activating it, but we're balancing it as well. So it's not only just controlling the secretion of hormones in our body, it's also balancing our hormones as well. So that way we have that altered state of consciousness. Okay, so we are going to, let's see if we have enough time. We are going to come into, we're going to do the practice. I didn't know if we had enough time for the addiction meditation, so let's just do it. Okay, fingers on the top of the pads of the palms. The thumbs are gently resting on the molars. We are mentally saying sa, ta, na, ma, while we're clenching the back molars. Sa, ta, na, ma. Eyes closed down.
Inhale, look up towards the point between the brows, hold the breath. Exhale. Okay, so this is our addiction meditation. So this is repatterning the brain. And so this is with any addiction. It could be smoking, it could be food, it could be social media, it could be these obsessive thought forms that keep running in your brain. So this addiction meditation, it's repatterning the brain. And it's repatterning the brain because the pressure that's exerted by the thumbs is triggering a rhythmic reflex current into the central brain. And this current, this is activating the brain area directly underneath the stem of the pineal gland. And it's an imbalance in this area that makes mental and physical addictions seemingly unbreakable. So that's how we are breaking these addictions. With the addiction meditation, it's actually activating our pineal gland. And our pineal gland is also the gland that releases DMT in our body. So it's a nice little primer to get us set up for getting high on your own supply. Okay, so the pineal gland, I don't know why I did the addiction meditation before this one, but it's kind of funny. Okay, getting high on your own supply. So we're activating the pineal gland. So the pineal gland in the brain, this releases DMT in our brain. And DMT is released right after you die. It's also released when you're born. It also, when it's activated, it can induce altered states of consciousness. They call it the spirit molecule. It's also contained in different psychedelic drugs. And so, but we don't need psychedelic drugs. We can get high on our own supply. We can activate these glandular systems in our body. And new research is also showing that DMT is not only produced in our brain, but it's produced in our lungs. And so I find this really interesting because as yogis, we know that the oxygen, our breath is that life force energy. This is what's leading us into an altered state of consciousness. So let's do getting high on your own supply so that way we can activate the DMT in our body and have this ecstatic state. So we are going to take our index finger and we are bringing it to our right index finger to our right nostril, and I'll show you first and then we'll do it together. So we'll inhale through the left nostril. We're going to hold the breath for a long time, and then we're going to switch sides and we're going to exhale 4 equal parts. Exhale through the left. And then we're going to do that again. So let's do that together. Okay, so we are going to bring the right finger to the right nostril, close the eyes focus in on the point between the brows,
We are going to inhale through the left nostril. Hold the breath. Sip in a little bit more if you need to. Exhale through the left nostril, 4 equal parts. Close the right nostril, inhale through the left. Keep holding. We're expanding the pranic capacity here, so hold the breath. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the other side. Hold the breath. Exhale to the right, 4 equal parts. And then inhale to the left. This time exhale 8 parts to the right. Inhale to the left. Exhale 8 to the right. Inhale to the left. Inhale. Feet to the right. Inhale to the left. Feet to the right. Inhale. Feet to the right. Inhale to the left. Feet on the right. Inhale on the left. Sit up really tall. This is the last round. Focus on the point of your brow. Feet to the right. Inhale to the left. Focus on the third eye. Pull the mullabandha, rectum, sex organs, navel. Kundalini energy flow up the spine. Exhale with both nostrils. Inhale. And then exhale. Okay. So we are going to end with some 4 rounds of 4 box breathing. So we're going to close our eyes. We're just going to inhale through the nose to a count of 4. Hold for a count of 4. And then exhale for a count of 4. So we'll do that together. Close your eyes. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. One more just in case. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. We'll end our practice by looking up between the point between the brows. This is the third eye. This is connected with the pineal gland, seat of the soul. Focusing on the point between the brows. Yogananda says that the energy comes in through the medulla oblongata to the point between the brows, to our third eye. You may notice purple dot. Or you may notice blackness, or just take a moment and focus on the point between the brows and just become curious about what you see there. Started to wander, just come back to that point between the brows. Just a gentle gaze. Just relax. Mind just started to wander, just come back to your breath. Just gently open your eyes. So before you go, drive a car or work any sort of machinery, just take a couple minutes after this practice to acclimate yourself back from your altered state of consciousness, back to this reality, this timeline. Come back to your body.